last game in the SEC I want to get to. This is, I guess, maybe the game of the week. Bama at Mizzou. This feels like Mizzou is a very fugazi 5-0. I don't know how good Purbulla is. I think Bama comes in there and shreds them. I honestly do.
You want to talk about weird schedules? They are now. This is 1, 2, 3. They have not had a road game yet.
Bama or Missouri?
Missouri. This is their 6th straight.
They're going to be on the road
game.
the entire second half of the year.
Yeah, well, they do. They get it's not too bad. They get 2 road games in a row at Auburn, at Vanderbilt, which again I don't buy Vanderbilt at all. And then they're back home for Texas A&M and Mississippi State. So they get 8 of their first 10 games in Columbia Mo.
Very favorable home schedule. They don't even leave their time zone, I think, until that game.
And then they close out at Oklahoma and at Arkansas.
Yeah, they only leave their time zone once the whole year. I think Arkansas Central Time, Auburn might be Eastern Time. Yeah. So they only leave Nashville. I know is Central. They only leave their time zone once the whole year.
Nashville Central. I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
Nashville is Central Time. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, again, not to go back to this, but to go in if you're in a power conference and you get 10 wins. If Mizzou can somehow pull this off, they'll lose 2 games.
They're going to lose to A&M. They're probably going to lose to Oklahoma with Mateer back. I could even see them losing at Auburn, frankly. I think the question
I'm not buying either.
How good – me neither, but that's a tough place to play. And like your point, they haven't been on the road yet. And I don't know how good your football team is until you've been on the road, especially in the SEC. You go between, what is the Jordan Hare right at Auburn? Like you take a quarterback in Purbulla who's been coddled all year in a very, easy environment, and you put him at Auburn. I think that's tough. Same thing for Bama this week. It'll be an easy environment, but I think the Kane Womack defense, they play this weird, funky zone where they're going to blitz a lot off the edge, and they're going to try to, create these weird windows with their zone scheme. But really, the matchup edge I saw on film was Missouri secondary is absolute buns. And if the front seven's really good, but if they can create some time in the pocket for Simpson to look down the field with these elite receivers, I think it could be a real – we saw Lenore Sellers banged up, absolutely picking apart this Missouri defense. Now, they committed a ton of penalties in that game, and they shot themselves in the foot all day. I don't think Bama will do that. My vibe is if you give Simpson time to throw, this is his Heisman game where he just shreds you.
Oh, he shreds them. And, look, I actually – this Missouri team's fine, but they did get stress tested against Kansas in that crazy back-and-forth game. They got hit for 300 yards by Sellers. I do think that the vibes and the energy, blah, 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 but they don't run. Alabama doesn't run. So
they're getting better. I saw some good stuff on film last week. They ran it well. Better. Missouri runs this weird 4-2-5, so they don't have a lot of linebacking help. I'm actually curious to see how they play it, because I think what they'll have to figure out is, do we want to take away the run? And if we do, we got one-on-ones on the outside with Horton and Bernard and Williams. That's a problem. But if we don't take away the run, I think Bama might actually have some running lanes in this game.
Yeah, they might. And I think I'm picking Alabama.
You can't. Especially a field goal. Come on. Field goal? Come on.
Although kind of like the same thing, like weird things happen in Champaign. Every once in a while, this Mizzou program
they beat him a couple years ago. Remember, it was a walk-off
They beat a great Oklahoma team a few years back. That was under Pinkel. I guess nobody cares what happened 10 minutes ago, much less 5 years ago, and it's crazy to project like that. I wouldn't be shocked if Alabama kind of face plants a little bit here, but I'm still picking. I think Alabama was able to figure out they righted the ship, and this passing game, Simpson's the guy. And
I think he's the best quarterback in the country right now from the neck up.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there right now.
Neck up. I'm not talking about arm talent. I'm not talking about moxie. Like Mateer's like the grittiest. Maybe the other guys have better arm talent, but I think in terms of your ability to get into and out of things and read windows, I think Simpson's right now.
I think he's a great player in this system.
He's shredding windows right now.
Get back there and fire. CJ Carr is looking pretty strong for Notre Dame at the moment too.
I'm not necessarily.
You're not buying yet. You're still heartbroken over those 2 losses. No, there's a lot of Simpson's been great, so I do think they win, but I do think they're gonna have to fight a little bit to get there.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't lay a touchdown. I think 3 is a fair number for Bama. I think my number has a 3.5, not a huge difference, but it's off the key. I think the edge is run it a little bit, get Simpson comfortable, and then eventually rip downfield. Because I think I did a film study on it this morning. Please go check out the film study. I worked very hard on it. Toriano Pride, Dre Norwood, Stephen Hall. These are all like really experienced corners for Missouri. And the very young, inexperienced South Carolina receivers with a banged-up Lenore Sellers on the road were running past them, around them, all over the place. And South Carolina left a ton of points on the board because of penalties and just mistakes. I don't think Bama will do that because Simpson, again, from the neck up, I think is one of the best, if not the best in the country. If they can protect him, this feels like 42-21 type of game for Bama.
Wow.
It really does. It really does. We haven't seen the peak Bama offense yet. I think it's in there because of the talent and the experience and the play calling from Grubb and DeBoer.
They needed a minor miracle to cover against Vandy, who I know everyone's in love with.
I think Vandy's tough. I think Vandy's tough. I do. They play hard.
It's just ingrained in my head.
Together.
I can't get there.
I think Vandy's tough. I think you're not. I think you're too tough on Vandy. Vandy's going to be a 8-9 win team in the SEC. That's impressive.
LSU, Missouri at Texas. They're not winning a game.
They're going 8-4 and 9-3. I think 8-4 more likely, but they got a shot to go 9-3.